Got a 2014 EZGO RXV, used but new to me, refurbished and plussed up golf cart. 48 volt, got the little triangle plugger on it. Had it for about 6 months, and my wife plugged it in, and as soon as she put the plug in, the receptacle had a pop noise in it, and it wouldn't charge anymore. So I took it to the shop that I bought it from, and instead of saying that it was some kind of shop error or warranted item, they charged me $300 to replace the receptacle, and it was good. It worked for a while, about 2 months. Then it popped again, exact same thing, a little clicking noise, a little click pop, and it wouldn't charge anymore. So I found the part myself. It cost me $100 at a shop down the road. I replaced it myself. Took about 15 minutes to do 3 screws and throw the new part in. It's actually 3 screws and 3 nuts, and it worked fine for a couple months. Then it popped again. I took it to the shop that I bought it from again, explained what was going on. They ran a full diagnostic and said there's nothing wrong with the wiring inside the cart, and there's nothing wrong with the charger. And they said it could be because I was putting on a GFCI outlet, or that I was sharing the outlet with something that was drawing voltage like a refrigerator, or there was water in the receptacle, which is interesting to me because these things are designed to be left out on golf courses year round in the weather, so you wouldn't think that water would matter. But anyways, I said okay. So they replaced that third one, and I found a dedicated circuit for it to be plugged into, to be charged from. It's an outside circuit. It's the only circuit that it's the only outlet on the circuit. It's for outside tools. Plugged it in again today, and popped again. So instead of going and paying $300 for having the shop do it again, or spend another $100 for another outlet or another receptacle, I got pissed off and I dug into it. So here's what I figured out. Here is the charging receptacle pulled out of the cart. On the left side here, you see this little rectangle raised molded piece of plastic. If you take a razor and you strip that down, underneath you're going to find a little circuit board, and you're going to find a very tiny fuse. A very small fuse. No clue how many amps or whatever this is, but it's just a little green fuse, right? That is buried under here, under molded plastic. And to buy this wholesale is $100, and to have somebody put it in is $300. And it's literally 3 nuts and 3 of these screws that keep this front plate on. So once I dug in there and I found that fuse, I decided I was gonna jump that fuse. So all I did was take a little piece of solder, a little piece of wire, and my soldering iron, and I just jumped that fuse. And you can see with that blinky green light that it is charging. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to AutoZone. I'm going to try to match that little green fuse. I'm going to cut this wire. I'm going to put a little fuse box in right here, so that if it ever pops again, all I got to do is buy a 30-cent fuse and throw it in there, and we're good to go. And it won't cost me $450 fucking dollars to fix my golf cart. That's it. So here's what I did. I went to AutoZone and I bought like a 10-pack of these 30-amp fuses. Was what I discovered was in that molded plastic. That was maybe $3. I also went and bought an inline fuse holder, which consists of that black rubber spot and the 2 red wires that come off it, and you just get to plug a fuse in the middle, and it's got a little rubber cap right here, and all I did was wire those into the same spots that I had the jumper on. Doesn't matter which way you put it. There's no polarity on it. It's just closing a circuit. So I soldered one end to one spot and the other end to the other spot, and then I plugged the fuse in. And then I used zip strips to secure it to the back of the receptacle so that it wouldn't shake loose when I'm cruising down the road, because the solders aren't real strong. That's also why I put the silicone on there, to kind of be a little bit of a shock absorber. But either way, so now charging. Too easy. So now, every time that fuse blows, I'll just get a fuse out of that $3 pack of 10 and replace it. And everything, if there's something wrong on the other end of the electronics, well, at least it's still protected by this fuse. But at the same time, I'm not going to pay $400 every time my golf cart stops working. Kind of janky, but it works.